Hi, I'm Kim O. Welcome to another episode of Meaning in Minutes. So I'm going to throw kind of a big concept at you today, but it's really integral, it's really foundational. Are you a forgiving person? Now, most of us would like to say, yeah, sure, of course, I'm a forgiving person. But I want to explain what that means. So if you're a forgiving person, that means you have a pattern of being forgiving. It's your natural way of being. You forgive. Now, when we think about forgiveness, we tend to think about the big things. Someone did something to us in kind of a big way, and we processed it and we were able to finally forgive them. But what about the everyday forgivenesses? And that's what I want to talk about. That's what I believe would make you a forgiving person. And I really want to share about it because it's integral for me to become a forgiving person in order to move forward, in order to heal, in order to step into the brilliancy of who I am and what I was meant to be and do. And I believe that that is the purpose for all of us. It's not one specific job or career. It's just stepping into being you, your uniquenesses, and sharing that with yourself and the world. So a block to that is forgiveness. You can look at research. I remember reading an article by the Mayo Clinic talking about any resentment or deep pain, deep unforgiveness actually can reside in the body and cause major health issues, like heart issues and anxiety issues that actually can lead to, So it is worth our while to really consider this subject and talk about it. And I want to talk about everyday forgivenesses. And it's really actually such an awesome topic today because of the influence of social media and the people we can easily become on social media. Because we're dealing with people that we're not seeing face to face. And it's almost like we decide to step into our lower selves, our unforgiving self, and behave not so nicely, not so kindly. We forget about listening. We forget about actually trying to understand someone, their perspective. And those are loving acts. So back to forgiveness. Everyday forgivenesses means that you don't get offended easily. When you get offended by someone's behavior, that's not forgiveness. When you get hurt easily and constantly, she hurt me, they hurt me, I can't believe they did that. That is not forgiveness. That is not a pattern of being a forgiving person. A forgiving person would seek to understand, would seek to listen, would seek to know what's going on for that person. Or just say, that person has something going on which has nothing to do with me, that they would behave that way. So I can be a forgiving person. See, I believe that forgiveness is a state of being. It is how you are. You get it. You get that no one's perfect. You get that we all make mistakes. But the key to this, the key to being a forgiving person is forgiving yourself. It's really true. If you are a person that has learned to not judge yourself, forgive yourself, offer yourself love and compassion, and along with that is a desire to be better, to improve. It's not a license to go be crazy and mean, be one big meanie. Yes, there are big meanies in the world, but I think the majority of us are not. The majority of us have this loving, benevolent nature that we'd like to tap into most of the time. I call it our divine nature. Okay. So the forgiving person doesn't get hurt, doesn't get offended. So yeah, when we're forgiving of ourselves and we offer ourselves compassion and not judgment, do you know how badly most of us judge ourselves? So when you judge yourself, you're not seeing yourself as someone worthy to be forgiven. And so you're not going to offer that outside yourself. But when you shift yourself and you're able to forgive yourself and go, you know what? I messed up. I see where I messed up. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to be better. I don't need to do that anymore. And it's really the journey, because forgiveness to me is the pinnacle, the peak of the journey, because it means you're being loving and you're not holding things against people, and you're really understanding the state of humanity, and you are in a state of forgiveness. And when you reach that forgiveness of self, you are elevating, you are raising your vibration, and you really get it, and you can be love. So imagine if someone comes at you with something, they're trying to hurt you, and your love and your forgiveness, it's not going to touch you. It's going to ricochet right off of you. Doesn't matter. No one can touch you when you are in a state of forgiveness, a state of being. Because if you've reached that, you really get that we all mess up. And so I would say that I, for the majority of the time, am in a state of being. Am I higher or better than anyone else? Absolutely not. That's ridiculous. I suffer less. Does that make me a better person? No. But I suffer less mentally in here because I've decided to believe that it is worth my time and worth my efforts to do the heart work to be in a state of being of forgiveness. I rarely suffer. I have peace. I have joy. You can't hurt me. You can't touch me. You can try, but your arrows are going to bounce right off of me because I have a shield of love and forgiveness. So it really doesn't matter what anybody's doing out there. I've got me. I've got my connection to the divine, which I believe in so strongly. Being in a state of being of forgiveness doesn't mean that when people do awful, horrible things, that they're not held accountable. They are. Being forgiving, you've got healthy boundaries. You don't let people walk all over you. You can state the truth of your desires, your needs, your values. I think there's a big confusion between being forgiving and being an enabler. Being an enabler and codependent isn't loving to yourself, number one. The first step to being someone who is in a state of being of forgiveness is they love themselves. So you love yourself not to let someone abuse you, walk all over you, etc. So you may say, hey, I want that kind of peace. I want that kind of joy. I want forgiveness to be a state of being. I would say begin to be more careful about who you let in your life. Design your life. If you have been spending time with someone who's not very nice, spend less time with them. Make your desires, your needs, your values known confidently. You got to start to have boundaries, and your boundaries need to be a strong fence, not a flexible fence. If you have a flexible fence, there are people out there that will walk right over that fence. It's all up to you. So please check out my courses at HeartWorkUniversity.com. Click on the tab that says online courses, and you're going to see them there. They're incredible. I suggest you start off with how to never take anything personally before you dive into forgiveness, because you need to begin somewhere, and forgiveness is the big granddaddy. So take some of those courses. They will change your life. You'll do a 180. I did. It's incredible. It's incredible here. It is. Not that I never experience pain. Yes, life has pain, but I choose not to suffer. Okay, that is your meeting in minutes for today. I hope it inspired you to get in there, do some heart work, pursue your highest self, and we can change the world together. Okay, until next time. Okay, so we tried putting a cat in a bag. Are you going to pull him out? No. Just to show how big he is? Hi, do you like it in there? Do you?